Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
Kai.
How are you?
Good. Aloha. Hi, Kai's friend.
Aloha. Wait, what time is it by you? Like right now? Like what time is
Two
it for you?
o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon.
And good
I'm
evening.
so excited that you're here. I'm so excited because like the first thing I want to talk about is how we met because
Yeah.
it was so cool. So, so Erin and I, we were two of 10 recipients of the Toya Awards, which are the 10 Outstanding Young Americans, which were presented by JCI USA. And they selected 10 of us. And like out of all the people in the world, they were like,
I
you. And I was like, yeah.
know. Crazy.
And we were two of the 10 that came in, and we met in Minnesota at the ceremony. And it was such an honor and such a blessing to like sit and chat with you and meet you. So welcome to my show and welcome to everything. How are you?
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited too. And I was also like, okay, I don't do lives.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, how are we going to focus? I don't know, but we're going to just laugh too,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we just listen, I tell people all the time, like I might have been using social media for like the last 3 years, but like I still don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of wing it. I'm just like, all right, sure, why not? Why not?
Same, same. The only thing is we have to meet again because then I can have like, I can't pass you anything through the
I
screen.
know. I know. What's really funny is that I believe next year's ceremony is in Hawaii. Am I correct?
Yes. So you guys have to come reunion.
I
Come on.
mean,
Bring it
if
to the
I
chocolate
have to
shop.
come to
Yeah.
Hawaii, I guess I'll come. Oh man. Twist my arm, why don't you?
Oh my gosh, I'm
That's
excited.
amazing. No, I'm excited for you to be here. So what was it like for you to be selected as one of the 10 outstanding young Americans? Like what was that like?
Okay. First, I mean, when they first called, I was like, "Hello, are you sure? This is like," I was like, "Is
Yeah.
this for real?" And then I bawled my eyes out, and I was
Yeah.
like, "No way, God, no way!" Like, how in the world? And then when we got there, I was even more blown away by the
Yeah.
hospitality of all the
Yes.
JCIs and just like the way they were just like, "It's an honor to meet you." I was like, "It's an honor to meet you guys. What
Right,
are you talking about?"
right. I'm very curious because like I had the craziest case of imposter syndrome, and I'm not sure if anybody else felt that way. Because like I was listening to everybody's stories, yours included, and I was like, man, all of these people are like doing the most amazing things with their lives and their businesses and their careers, and they're like saving lives and they're like doing all this stuff, and I'm like, I make silly videos on Instagram. Hi guys, give me an award.
Oh
You
my
know?
God. No, but see, that's totally why, like, I know when you said that, and I was like, no, 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 because my mission thing is about bringing peace to
Yes,
our world, right? And
yes,
so mine is one chocolate at a
yes.
time. And I was like, you don't even know when I like look at your videos and I need a good laugh and I need a yeah, that's me. Where I'm like, what do you want to do today? I'm not sure. What blah, 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 da, 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 and I'm just cracking up. And I'm like, that's what Kai does. Like everybody does
Yeah.
their thing, which is so beautiful. I mean, yes, some are jumping out of like planes and
Yeah,
driving
right.
that stuff, right? But that's what we all have to do, right? Whatever God's
Yes,
given us to just do our
yes,
thing, and then all and
absolutely.
collectively, it's just crazy that we're picked up 10 of like,
Like
yeah,
millions of people,
millions
and so
of people.
let me I want to introduce like my audience here to who you are
Okay.
because this is fascinating. Actually, I'm gonna read my intro that I wrote for you because I like writing intros. So I'm gonna read my intro that I wrote for you. It's Uehara, right? Uehara?
Uehara.
Uehara.
Ooh, ooh,
Uehara.
ooh, ooh.
Uehara.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No worries.
Here we go. All right. Welcome to the Vibe with Kai podcast, where we dive into the world of mental wellness and hearts. I'm your host, Kai. Today, we're going to be joined by Erin Uehara, a multifaceted entrepreneur from Honolulu, Hawaii. Today, we're going to be talking about Erin's journey from being an elementary school teacher to owning this amazing chocolate company that is changing lives one chocolate at a time. A company that is rich and diverse, and like doing wonderful things. And she's here to we're here to talk chocolate and just how it helps us smile at the end of the day. So my first question to you is, tell us about your business. Like, tell us about the amazing things that you do. Please brag.
Sure, sure. If you haven't heard of Choco, we're all the way here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Choco is French for chocolate, and Le'a means pleasure or joy in Hawaiian. And so we use a blend of European and Hawaiian chocolate to bring peace to our world, one chocolate at a time. So we make everything here. It's all handcrafted. We specialize in dark chocolate truffles, and we can make the most unique things that you don't eat anywhere else in the world, like peanut butter and guava jelly truffles, or like mochi truffles, or rainbow shave ice truffles, and then of course all your staples. But we use that to really connect with people and sweeten relationships. And so we'll do everything from like corporate gifts to just coming in to get a drink and a chocolate and sit down outside and relax. And really, really exciting is after I went to Minnesota, Kai, I didn't realize how many people there actually wanted chocolate. I just like stay in my little bubble on the island, and when we started making friends up there, I was like, I went home and I was like, you guys, we have to ship. We're gonna have to ship. Yeah. So that's what we're working on right now, because we're like, oh, it's made here, it's exclusive here.
It's a good thing, because I gotta tell you, like, as somebody that I got to taste a little bit of the chocolate, it's really good. like not that I didn't have any doubts that it was gonna be good, right? But like, it was like even better than what I thought it was gonna be. I took a bite and I was like, damn, okay, all right.
Thank you. Yeah, I have an incredible team here, and they put so much heart and soul into everything. So yeah, I really want to be able to share that with more people.
How did you go from being an elementary school teacher to owning owning Chocolate? Like, how did that happen?
Okay, so long story short, went in on a clear path to become an elementary school teacher, and then did that and found myself burning out and just like overwhelmed, super stressed, quit, and was like, oh, it's 2008, it's the recession, I can't get a job. And so it was kind of crazy, hit a low. But what I did when I was an elementary school teacher was I started a dance club, like a dance team for the students, because I grew up dancing. And so then another teacher noticed me, and she invited me to come teach at her studio. And so I started teaching dance on the side, and then it became a full-time business. And so it was really like I accidentally found myself as an entrepreneur, where I was now like a dance instructor, and then teaching kids, teaching adults, and then I was about to get married, and so I was planning how's your wife, by the way, Kai?
I don't have a wife. Wait, that's right. Wait, I was like, wait a second.
Let me tell your friends. This guy goes up for his award speech and tells everybody, thank you so much to my beautiful wife back there, da, 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 da. I don't know what he said. Everybody's clapping and turning around, and he's just up there at the podium, top 10 American, getting his award and saying, you guys are hilarious. I don't have a wife. That was so sweet. I don't have a wife. And we're all looking around like clapping like,
the very first thing, like a lot of these people, they've never met me before. They're like, who is this guy? And the first thing that I do is lie. Lie. I'm just like, I legit was just like, I just shout out to my wife up, and everybody was like clapping. They were being so sweet. But like, I am not. I have 2 cats. That's all. Like, that's it for me. Like, that's my peak. I hit my peak. You know. No, so So like, okay. No. See, I have ADHD.
I know. I'm taking us back. Rewind. We're going back to getting married.
Yes.
So I was planning the wedding.
Yes.
And I got distracted because there was a guy there giving samples of chocolate.
Right.
And I love chocolate. So I was with my mom, who came to the award show, but we went to go find this guy who was giving out samples of chocolate and just eating the chocolate, talking. And the more we talk, the more we get to know each other. And then we find out that we're related. So
Yeah.
my grandma and his dad grew up on the streets in Hawaii playing together. And
Wow.
then the very next generation never met. They got separated between Maui and Oahu. So we reunited over chocolate. We
Yeah.
reconnected in that moment, and he said, "Hey, do you want to learn how to make chocolate?" Because he'd been doing it with his wife for 12 years in their home,
Yeah.
and wanted to pass this on, but they didn't have any children. So here we are, like reunited family, and he said, "You want to get together, learn how to make this chocolate." And
Yeah.
I truthfully didn't really want to at first. I like to eat it, but I didn't want to
Yeah.
learn the work of making it.
Right, right.
But I did want to spend time with this family. So I went over every weekend with my husband, and we just made chocolates in their home every single weekend, washed a lot of dishes, got
Yeah.
to know them, eat a lot of chocolate. And then I felt like later on I was getting a call of faith to take the
Mhm.
leap and to really
Mhm.
leave that dance job,
Yeah.
and open a brick and mortar store, take this business
Yeah.
and really like grow it into, hiring employees and the whole shebang. And the next thing I
Right.
know, oh my gosh, I'm a small business owner.
Right, right. Was there a
Figured
point
it out.
was there a point in that process that you were like, this is my life. This is what I want to do. I am fully like when did that hit you? Like was there like a certain moment that happened? Like a certain instance that you're like, "Oh, this is real. It's happening."
It wasn't, no, it was so much more in the beginning, was more of a grind for me of
Yeah.
just like, holy moly, I'm learning how to make chocolate. I'm learning how to be
Yeah.
a manager. I'm learning how to run a retail store. I'm learning how
Mhm.
to do sales and accounting
Yeah.
and everything like that. And so it wasn't so much like, this is what I'm going to do. I was just like, what in the world did God give me to do? Because
Right,
this is
right.
so hard. But I found that I was really loving connecting with people.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
chocolate's a universal language. A lot of
Yes.
people love chocolate.
Yes.
And so I just met so many incredible people through chocolate,
Mhm.
and just found myself slowly starting to love different parts of it, mostly the people.
Right.
And so I found my way out of the kitchen so I could be more with people.
That's fair.
And so everybody thinks I'm the like amazing chocolatier, but actually I'm the one that's out in the community all the time right now. I'm not the one making
Right.
the chocolate. I'm actually the one that's going out into the
Yeah.
community, using chocolate as a way to connect, give back. And so I think that's a good question. I think I more so found myself when I was out of the
Mhm.
kitchen and when I was in the community more, because I
Mhm.
found my place finally
Right.
of what I really loved and what I was good at. But it took learning every other part of the business before I could hand it off.
Right.
And once I was able to find really great people to keep passing things on to and teaching them, then I was like, wow, this
Right.
is pretty cool
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah. That's
I
so
can keep
exciting though. I one of the benefits of like having the platform that I have is that a lot of the people that are my audience are like small business owners, and a lot of them like they didn't go to school for this. It was just like something that was like, okay, we're gonna figure it out as we go along, and
yeah.
there's gonna be some days where it's great, there's gonna be some days where it's not, and all of that. If there's anybody that's listening right now that is going through like something similar as you have when you were creating your business and building it up and stuff like that, and they're like ready to give up. They're like, because I'm sure there might have been moments where you're like, I don't know, like if they were listening right now, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say think about what is that bigger mission,
Yeah.
the bigger why and what you're doing. Because I
Mhm.
was in it not really, I mean, not only to eat the
Right,
chocolate, right? Like, what is the
right.
bigger picture in this? And
Right, right.
for us, it was bringing peace to our world, one chocolate at a
Hmm.
time. And
Hmm.
so bringing peace to our world sounds like such a huge goal that would almost never end, or I always have really important work to do that
Yeah.
needs to go out there. And every time you meet somebody, you realize, gosh, they're going through something.
Hmm.
You don't even realize it, and they
Hmm.
need peace.
Hmm.
And then it was like, what do I have? One chocolate.
Right.
So whatever somebody has, whatever you have, you might be the only person that has it. And you're
Yeah.
definitely the only person that can deliver it or give it or talk about it in a way nobody else can. And
Hmm.
so you need to do what your part is to bring peace to our world.
Hmm.
And then for me, that one chocolate at a time, when it feels overwhelming,
Yeah.
it's like, well, just give one piece of chocolate to one person.
Yeah,
Call
yeah.
it a day.
And it makes them happy. Like it brings a smile to their face, which is a great thing. And from a mental health standpoint, like I often say to people, because this is something that I have struggled with and continue to remind myself of this day, is a lot of times I think we overlook some of the small things that make us happy, you know, because we just, there's so much going on in the world and our personal lives and all of that, that we often don't take a moment to appreciate like little things, like a little piece of chocolate that make us smile, that like kind of fill in like a little void that we might have been missing at the moment and stuff like that. When you're giving away like these pieces of chocolate to people, like what does it feel like for you when you see like their smile on their face being like thank you, this tastes great? Like what does that do for you?
I mean, it's always better to give than receive.
Yeah,
Like, it's crazy because chocolate's like the excuse
yeah.
to like to
Yeah,
talk to somebody, but really all people want is to be seen,
yeah,
right? And to be
yeah.
valued. And so it's awkward to go up to being someone and say, hey, you're doing a great job and I see you. So sometimes it's that's almost like been a crutch in a way, that I've been using it as a way to be like, I wanted to give you this. And then they're like, oh, thank you. Then they're more receptive. And then I'm like, by the way, I saw you and I think you're doing a really good job and stuff. So it's really not, you know, the chocolate won't save the world.
Right.
But it's kind of just like we all have that little something
Yeah.
that can just add a little sweetness to
Yeah.
somebody's life, make them laugh,
Mhm.
make them, you know, notice that you notice them. And so
Right.
it's incredible. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing the
Yeah.
chocolate, because if you need something,
Mm-hmm.
try chocolate. You
Right,
know,
right.
if you got something, use whatever you got.
Right, right. I find it really cool and interesting that like, especially when like people are like sad sometimes, like they'll turn to chocolate because it's like I feel like it's like this comfort
Mm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you feel personally like being around chocolate all day, is there a comfort in chocolate?
For sure. I mean, like, I grew up, of course, loving chocolate, and I really liked high quality.
Yeah.
Something about the really good ingredients, really fresh, made me almost feel like I was valued or worthy of having something so good. And it's it's I mean, aside the, you know, it gives you endorphins and all those kinds of
Right,
great things,
right.
but it is associated with a lot of things like
Yeah.
holidays, family time. And so in the pandemic, I honestly thought, okay, we're going down. Everyone's going to buy toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
Right, right,
Like,
right.
I have no
Right.
business being in this world
Yeah.
anymore, you know? And
Yeah.
I was surprised that people were like, I need chocolate.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? No, you don't. You need hand sanitizer and masks and whatever else people are buying, you know?
Right,
And so
right.
that's when I really found my community, was
Mhm.
in that season, that people were like, it's more than the chocolate. That is part of the comfort, but it's
Yeah.
also like just how it gathers people, how it brings community together.
Right. How do you like when you're creating like these chocolate like concoctions, like how do you come up with the ideas behind like the chocolate? Like do you just wake up one morning and be like, I have an idea, I'm gonna make this today? Like how do you come up with the ideas?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes similar to you, I'll just say, oh, let me go write that down. You know, like I just go down the rabbit hole.
Right.
But
Right.
a lot of it comes from other people. So
Okay.
I'll just talk to people. And you know, like when we were up in Minnesota, people were like, do you do crackers and chocolate? And I was like, ew, no. And I was like, what? And then they were teaching me like, no, this is a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not a thing in Hawaii.
Right.
But I
Right.
was like, really? So I came home and then I like bought the crackers, put it in chocolate, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually good.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I talked to my team, and we're like, okay, we got to do crackers and chocolate.
Right.
You know, like this is something that they enjoy on the mainland or in this state and this state. And it was like, oh, cool. You know, thanks for introducing us to that. And then, yeah, I have an amazing team, but it always comes from just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Ideas. Yeah.
Do you ever get ideas for chocolates just based upon like your mood or like how you're feeling, or just like a situation that you're like maybe you're feeling you know, like really excited, or maybe you're sad about something, like whatever it may be. Have you ever came up with an idea for a chocolate based upon your like what you were feeling in the moment?
I think it's more about being inspired by like
Yeah.
ingredients or people that I see, but I've done the reverse
Mhm.
where depending on my mood, I'll eat a certain chocolate.
Right, right,
You
right.
know,
Got
it's
it.
almost like um, you could almost do like mindfulness with chocolate
Right.
too, right? Like you can
Right, right,
just sit there and
right,
like let it melt
right.
on your tongue. Yeah.
What,
But I
what's
don't think so.
what's your like best selling? Like what's the one thing that like you have to make sure every day you have like you have a good amount of because that's the one that like everybody wants.
Uh, it's a tough one. I would say it's between our in-house made dark chocolate caramel with Hawaiian sea salt truffle because it has a salty sweet balance, or a mochi truffle, which is like a fresh piece of mochi inside our dark chocolate on a bed of chocolate ganache. So those are probably the two.
Hold on, I need to gather myself after you. Hold on. Hold on. That was a lot to take in. My mouth is watering right now, and I just want to reach through the screen and have my hand be like,
I know.
please, can I have some more? Like, I wish. By the way, shout out to Lamont Laura. Thank you so much for buying a badge. I give a shout out on my Instagram story to anybody that buys a badge. So thank you so much for buying a badge, Lamont Laura. Um, yeah, it's really funny. Funny fact. So I don't have a sweet tooth, right? I don't
Yeah.
have a sweet tooth. Um, so like it's not often that I'm eating chocolate or any like really like any like kind of sweet snack or anything like that.
Yeah.
So when I do eat a sweet snack and it tastes good and I want more, that means full-fledged that tastes really good. Your chocolate was so freaking good. It was so good. I was like, I would have another piece of this.
You can come to Hawaii, man. Come to
I'm gonna
Hawaii.
be now I have to come to Hawaii. Like now I have like oh my what's the weather there right now? Is it like crazy? I'm in the
Want to
northeast of
see?
oh God. You're torturing me. Yes,
Do
please.
you want to see it? This okay? Just keep in mind this is not my normal view, but I'm.
Oh my gosh.
This is not my normal view, but there's the harbor. That's our Ala Moana hotel. I mean Ala Moana shopping center, our big Ala Moana park, and Ala Moana beach. So it's kind of a big, uh, a pretty famous area. You want to come?
I am in miserable Philadelphia right now, and I can tell you right now, Erin, if I were to point my camera out that window right now, you would see tears and regret.
Oh. Well, I would say this isn't the most happy weather for Hawaii. I mean, for chocolate. So our
What
chocolate loves to be cold.
really? Does it get cold in Hawaii where you are? Well, okay. What's
Not really.
cold to you?
70s.
I bah humbug. Bah humbug. 70. You're like, ooh, it's a little bit nipply out there, right? Like, go get my hoodie.
That's why I was like, when we were talking about shipping, it's like if we were to ship it to another house in Hawaii, we're kind of like, you better bring that box in as soon as it's at the door.
How long does like chocolate like last? Like is there like should in order to savor the taste and all of that, is there a certain amount of time that a person should and I'm not talking like chocolate that you get in like a store from like in a package. I'm talking like the custom made homemade chocolate that people like you make.
Yeah.
Is there like a certain amount of time that people should enjoy chocolate in order to really like enjoy and appreciate the full scope of it?
For sure. Some of those things like that mochi truffle is really short. It's like 1 week
Okay.
because you want that pillowy, soft chichidango inside.
Yeah.
Something 2 months, and then yeah, if it's just like solid chocolate, it can last a long
Right.
time. But
Right.
we like to mix it with all different kinds of ingredients and make it fresh. So depending which one, it could be like a couple months, but it
Right.
could also
Right.
be a week. Depends what we do. I mean, we can do like we've done some crazy stuff too, and like chocolate and natto or chocolate and pumpkin pie
My
right
God.
now. So those don't last long.
Are there are there like chocolate like conferences? Like do a bunch of like chocolatiers get together and be like, I make chocolate too. Like
Yes, they do. And you know what? I haven't been to one yet.
that you need to
I've just
go.
been on the island
Wait,
in the middle of the Pacific.
that actually reminds me, if I'm not mistaken, when we met at the Toya award thing, that was your first time on the mainland, right?
No, but my first time in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to apologize because I don't think anybody's first time in the mainland should be in Minneapolis. Nothing against Minneapolis, but like maybe not the first
It was
time. Maybe
my first time in the Midwest.
that's
and
fair.
they are really nice people.
They are. No, no, seriously, they actually are the sweetest people, which is why, that's why I'm like, don't go there because you're going to get a false impression of what like everywhere else is like. Because like, it's not like that. I went to the Minnesota Twins baseball game and I was sitting next to this wonderful family, this couple. And like, they didn't know me from anything. Like I just sat down next to them and when I tell you they welcomed me into their world, like I've been friends with them for like their whole life. Like, that was so sweet. And I would imagine Hawaii is the same, right? Like if I were to come there right now, like I just feel like I would be accepted, right?
Oh yeah.
I hope.
Like, it's special here.
Yeah.
The people, the aloha spirit that people talk about is true. Yeah.
Right.
We got really people over here.
Right. What's next in the like chocolate world for you? Like where are you looking to take your business next? Like now, like what's your goal?
Well, we're doing a lot. So we just came out with like a chocolate drink, and then we're going to be doing ice cream and things with chocolate, all chocolate complimentary things.
Yeah.
But we are focusing on shipping next year. It's a huge goal to try and make sure that we can get to people that we meet that are outside of Hawaii. And also considering the journey of like writing, like I wrote a book, I'm writing a blog. And so doing a lot more in the community speaking, sharing how we can bring the peace to our world through chocolate, but also just, you know, the whole personal side of life in terms of being like a mom, a wife, a business owner, a student, all different kinds of things, going back to school. I don't know if I told you it's going back to school too. So it's just like, how do we do everything or all the things that are really important to us? And,
right. That's actually a perfect segue, because one of the things I wanted to ask you was, what is it like being, I feel like a lot of times, like, the corporate world or the business world is very male dominated sometimes, right? To be a woman owning a business, running it, building it up from scratch and all of that, what has that journey been like for you as a mom, as a business owner? Like what has that been like for you?
In the beginning, it was, I would say, really, really hard because I didn't anticipate how much being a mom was going to be. You know, and so the business, when I started with the business, I think it was 1 year after I had my first child, and then 2 years after I had my second child. So it was like little babies and a business that I didn't know how to, and I didn't know how to be a mom all at once. So it was really crazy in the beginning. But then I also kind of, as they were growing up, and the business was growing up, I was also really excited about both and seeing how being a business owner allowed me to do things as a mom that maybe I wouldn't have had the opportunity or flexibility to do if I was in a different job. And also being a mom really showed me how to care for a team and how to look at, you know, the wellness of my entire team, and how I'm feeling and how they're feeling, and, you know, can we enjoy our work? So it's not just go to work, get through it, and then go home, right? So it ended up working for each other, I think. But in the beginning, I didn't see that so much, and just kind of head down and
just kind of like go on for it.
Survive.
I always admire just like business owners, especially people that like kind of build something from scratch, like from their idea, and they just take that chance and just build something up and just say go for it, you know? Like, were you ever, or are you ever just scared? Like, is there ever a fear, like, just about running a business that you're like, no? Have you ever felt that? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was fortunate because my uncle taught me how to make chocolate. He gave me this family recipe, but there's always that fear. I don't think the fear goes away.
Right.
I think it's more so about learning to have greater
Mhm.
faith than your
Mhm.
fear, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
and looking at like really learning more about like yourself and
Yeah.
how what can you give and what can you do, and being okay and giving yourself grace for those things you
Yeah.
can't, and then
Right.
not compare, because I know there's when you look at the corporate world, or you look at what maybe some other people can accomplish that don't have kids, or who,
Mhm.
you know, it's totally different, and for me, for
Mhm.
any of us to do that, it's just not fair, because even if
Right.
you can't just compare parallel kids, no
Mhm.
kids, right? Some
Mhm.
people have cats, some people have, right? I mean, you don't even know, like I have
Yeah.
no idea what it's like to own a pet,
Right.
so and that has its own challenges on its own that I hear, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Especially one that pees in the bed, sir. I'm looking at you, looking all cute. So mad at him, but I love him to death. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at you, but I love him. Yeah, no, I always, when you were saying how you know learned how to make chocolate from your uncle and all of that, it made me think of like there's a lot of people that I know that like love to kind of like either cook or bake or make their own chocolate. Um, if there's somebody that's watching, because I know that for sure there's going to be at least one or two people that are watching or listening to this right now that want to like maybe one day like just be like, you know what, I'm not going to run a business making chocolate, but I want to try making chocolate just on my own or anything like that. Is there a place that they can learn that, or like what kind of advice would you give for anybody that just wants to give it a shot for making their own
just
chocolate at
fun.
home? Yeah, just for fun.
Oh my gosh, I mean, nowadays there's so many resources on the internet.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah,
There's people doing online classes on how to make
yeah,
chocolate. There's École Chocolat school
hmm,
online.
yeah.
There's one actually in Chicago. It's the Chocolate Academy that
Oh
you can
wow.
actually go in person and learn. So I had like one of my chocolatiers I sent there this year.
Oh cool.
Um, we do like, we used to do like real basic chocolate, more just
Hmm.
like fun decorating,
Yeah,
take it home
yeah,
and kind of chocolate. But yeah, I mean, you just never know.
yeah.
You might as well just try and
Right.
have fun. It's
Yeah.
part of the journey. It's not
How,
really about like,
right.
I made it. I
Right.
made chocolate. It's what's like, why not just have fun making chocolate?
Right.
And then if you
Right.
mess up, just eat the messed up chocolate.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, have you ever made chocolate and then you took a bite out of it and you're like, no, no, no.
Of
This
course.
isn't it.
Of course. And in the beginning, my friends would get so many free chocolates because I'd mess up all the time. And then they got really disappointed after a while when I was getting better and they weren't getting it anymore.
They're like,
And then
they're
I was
like,
like,
I
you
have
have
to
to pay
buy
for
this
this
now?
now.
I have to pay money for this? What? How dare you get good at your job? That's ridiculous. Are there any like really simple like chocolate recipes that somebody could like do right now? Like, well, not like right now, but like, could you think of anything? And if so,
Yeah,
wait, if so, don't say anything, and I'll tell you why. Because can you email it to me? Because I am going to give that to my subscribers here on Instagram. They are going to get a special little chocolate a little recipe, courtesy of my friend Erin here. And so if you're interested in subscribing, all you have to do is go visit my profile here on Instagram and hit that subscribe button, and you'll get access to that and so much more extra content that you don't see anywhere else on the interwebs. So yeah, so you don't mind emailing me something that I can just like put up for my
sure.
subscribers and like yeah, I think they're gonna enjoy that because I feel like everybody loves chocolate. Everybody loves chocolate.
Can't give it to them through the screen.
Right.
And you know what? I'll let you know when we start shipping.
Yes,
Maybe we can work
please.
out something for your subscribers
Right.
with shipping too. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I know you said you had your book, right? So like even if somebody can't, buy your chocolate right now because they live in, I don't know, Minnesota or something like that, right? You have a book. What is your book? What is your book called? How can people get it?
Sure. It's on Amazon. It's called
Mhm.
Bringing Peace to a World One Chocolate Story at a Time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically when the pandemic hit
Yeah.
and had no chocolate to sell, and we were just, we were shut down, so we
Hmm.
couldn't do anything. We didn't have any customers.
Hmm.
I just started calling everyone chocolate friends
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just started sharing what was going on with the pandemic, finding
Hmm.
myself at home without the business, with kids, little kids,
Right.
and
Right.
homeschooling and all, or whatever, that online schooling and everything. And it was like pretty much a really raw and real at first diary entries
Yeah.
of
Mm-hmm.
what it was like in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And then it grew into, okay, this pandemic is lasting a really long time.
Right.
And so it became a sharing of what I was doing to help me get past and get out of this kind of darkness of the pandemic. And
Mm-hmm.
so what kind of routines I was implementing into my life to kind of find that peace again.
Right.
And so it really turned into like reflections and routines to help. And so it's neat to see that that's now
Right.
being used to bring peace to a world. So
Yeah.
people who don't eat chocolate, there's a different group of people that love reading
Right.
books. And so
Right.
we're getting to reach different people in that way.
Yeah, and what I'm gonna do, I'll put a link to that in my Instagram story so that people that are watching right now or later, if they want to go purchase or read more about the book and all of that, I'll make sure I'll put a link in there. You know what's right behind? You know what's been right behind me the whole time,
This thing?
and I didn't realize it now.
No. Yeah.
This thing is so heavy.
It's so heavy. It is so heavy.
I don't know if you saw the interview that I did with Claire.
I did. That was hilarious.
It was so much fun, and I was telling, well, in that interview, I was saying to her how I got stopped by security at the airport because they're like, "Sir, what is this?" I'm like, okay, well. And
I heard about
Mhm.
you going through security first. And so when I got there, I was like, there's two hands in my bag. That's actually a trophy. It's a trophy.
Oh my God. I'll never forget the look on their face. Because I was watching them as they was going through like the little x-ray thing. And I saw like they were looking and they just went like, and then the thing, it stopped, like the conveyor belt stopped, and then it went backwards again so they can take another look. And they're just, and like called somebody over. And like, see them pointing, I'm like, I know what this is about. I know exactly what this is about. They probably think that I just have like severed hands in my suitcase right now. And I'm gonna get arrested.
That is so cool because you know what? When I went home, some of these really, really amazing people that came out of Hawaii years ago, they have that same kind of trophy. Theirs was gold in like museums in Hawaii. And and I was like, oh, it's the same.
That is so cool. I think it's a really cool trophy. It was just funny because I'm like, this thing is huge and I can't fit it in anything, so I had to wrap it in my clothes in my suitcase and like almost get arrested for it. But Erin, you're amazing. Like I really like, honestly, I appreciate you like sitting and taking time out of your day to like sit and chat with me about chocolate, because like everybody loves chocolate. And what I'm going to do for everybody that is watching right now, if you missed any part of this interview, it will be available on my Instagram page, and then soon it'll also be on my podcast channel as well, so you can listen to it there. And I'll make sure that I include links and all of that to all of Erin's socials, where you can get more information about her business and about the book, where we're going to be changing the world. We're going to be making peace, bringing peace one chocolate at a time, one chocolate story at a time. That's what we do here. And that's one of the reasons why you being honored as one of the top 10 young Americans, it's so well deserved, because you have an incredible story. You're doing incredible things. And like, it's funny, it's really interesting. And I might have told you this before, how your goal with your business and chocolate, it's like a big goal, like changing the world and bringing peace one chocolate at a time, but like that simplicity is what we need, and it's so useful, it's so helpful, and it keeps us grounded and it keeps us humble. And I can't stress enough how much I appreciate what you do for the world and the joy that you bring one chocolate at a time. So like, thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, Kai, and thank you so much for all that you do, keeping me laughing here in Hawaii, keeping it real, bringing peace in your own way, and you know, it's just incredible how just God connects us.
Amen.
And has this.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because just the fact that we're able to not only meet at some random place in random Minneapolis, but the fact that we can still stay in contact now, thank goodness for like technology and all of that. We can have these conversations even when you're what, 8 hours behind me, 6 hours or so behind, five hours.
Yeah.
I think it's like 5. Yeah, because it's 7:45. So yeah,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
it's about 5 hours behind.
Nice.
But yeah, honestly, Erin, thank you so much. Like, I really do appreciate you and your time and everything. And like, honestly, thank you for being here.
Right. And thank you for sharing me with all of your
Oh
friends.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, once again, everybody, if you want more information, I'll include that in the links. In the meantime, thank you, Erin. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. See you later.